is up, you guys?
What's up, YouTube?
What is up? So, if you see the title of this video, the thumbnail, it is a podcast. Yeah, let's go, podcast.
Yeah, podcast.
Yeah, so today's topic is about dating. It's our first podcast, so please bear with us. If you guys would rather see better content, watch another podcast on another channel. But this is the best. I can get the camera angle. But yeah, I hope you guys can hear us okay. I hope we're talking.
I'm sure we'll have some good content.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So let's get right into the topic. So dating. We can talk about the subject for a long time.
Sure can.
Long time. So, Riley, when you think of dating, what comes to mind?
When I think of dating, there's a lot of do's and don'ts. So the do's, for the most part, is like what Cameron, Connor's cousin.
My cousin.
Is to really flatter the girl. Really try to make her feel like she's the top priority in her life. And really, like I'm coming from my own experience because I'm in a relationship at the moment. And one other thing too, when you get in arguments and disagreements, try not to get very contentious with it. Just understand the other person's perspective, or at least try to understand the other person's perspective, and then you find the middle ground, and then usually you could find time to agree on something at some point. It doesn't always happen. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect, but you know what I mean. So
yeah.
That's about our Instagram. Now, what do you got, Connor?
Yeah, so that was like spot on. That's almost all the points I was gonna hit. But yeah, when it comes to dating, like you don't need to like change yourself. You don't need to act like a different person.
Right.
Like you don't need to act like your favorite celebrity or something when you're on a date to like make her like you.
That's what my girlfriend Brianna tells me a lot too. She's always saying, don't try to be someone else you're not. Just be your own self.
Right. I mean, unlike me, I don't have a girlfriend like Riley does.
Right.
But like, not trying to brag or anything, but I'm pretty good on first dates.
Yeah. What was it? He's got a lot of good first date ideas. If you're getting a first date idea, he's the man you need to talk to.
Yeah. If you guys are looking for any first date ideas or like you need help like planning a first date or something, hook me up. I've been on, as Riley knows, I've been on so many dates. In just 2020 alone, I've been on so many dates.
Right.
The problem is it's with so many different girls.
Right, yeah.
But, I mean, it's preparing me to get a girlfriend, I guess. So,
right.
Every date's different, so.
And here's another thing, too. I think we need to, start taking things more seriously than we are. Like what Connor said, he goes on a lot of dates, which is good, don't get me wrong. But you want to be able to, settle down, and you want to be able to, try to go on multiple dates if it's just that one person. Once you get old enough. When you're 16, growing up, I don't know how old you are at the point when you're watching this. But when you're 16, try to go on more group dates. Because you're able to kind of hang out around, have activities going on, so you're not solo and kind of make it awkward that way. But once you get older and you're more serious about it, then you start singling out one person and you start dating that one person, and then your full priority is them, and you're able to be able to make them happy, and your pursuit of happiness is with them as well.
Right, yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I agree with the high school dating part. I didn't go on very many dates when I was in high school. But basically the only dates I went on in high school was the school dance dates, which are group dates. But those are super fun. But I think it's more appropriate when you get older to start solo dating.
Right.
Group dates are they're always fun, but Yeah, especially when you're like in your 20s, it's better to date date with just you and her, with really no one else. Gets to know her better. It's a better way that way.
Right.
But yeah, I guess some first date ideas I have, like, or that I've done. Of course, I get ice cream and talk. That's always a classic.
Yeah, it's one of my classes to go to.
Most people probably do that one. I've also, me and Riley on our first date with a girl, we went on a double date. We went bowling.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty fun at Fiesta Fun here in St. George.
Girls do like bowling. My girlfriend does like bowling, so I
That's
always think of that idea.
That's a fact. But yeah, I've also, I wouldn't suggest going on a movie on a first date because, you can't really have a really good conversation when you're watching a movie because you're focused on the movie for 2 hours. I feel like if people go on a date or people watch a movie on a first date, I just feel like they're kind of just trying to make the date longer than it has to be.
Right.
Because just the movie by itself is 2 hours.
Right.
And then, yeah, when
you're not really talking and getting to know the other person.
Exactly. Yeah. Kind of like what I said, but yeah. Some other fun date activities, like I've had like some cool jam sessions in the car with some girls. Like I'll play like their favorite music or whatever, and we'll just like jam out to it.
And you do like Q&As in between the jam sessions.
Yeah, and my favorite part about dates is when like you both can be yourself, because then that puts a lot of pressure off what you have to think to say, what you have to say. Like when you're both being yourself, like it just changes the whole date completely.
I agree.
Yeah, like and your chances of being in a relationship and going on a second and third more dates are increased if you're both being yourself.
Definitely
And you're both having fun. So, yeah. So, Riley, how many girlfriends have you had?
Ooh.
He's the ladies' man.
Well, funny you say that, because your cousin is actually more the ladies' man than I am.
Cameron, if you're watching this, you are the ladies' man, my guy. Yeah.
So, yes, his cousin is very much a ladies' man.
There's a guy sprinting.
As the guy sprinting the side.
You can see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going.
Anyways, back to what I was saying. So, you asked me how much girlfriends I had?
Yeah.
So, let's see. I've had... in high school, I never had much luck in getting a girlfriend.
Yeah, right.
But as I gotten older and got out of high school and graduated, I probably have been on a couple dates. I've been on dates out of high school, but I never started having a girlfriend until I met a girl from my singles ward. And if you're a member of the church, or if you're not a member of the church, what singles ward is it's like basically it's like a ward is a bunch of people around your same age.
Right.
So, and certain boundaries. I'm not even gonna get into that right now. It's a topic for a different story.
Right.
But anyways, people around your same age. So I met her there, and then here's one tip I should say: is always be aggressive when you try to get more dates.
Right.
And always tell them you like them or you love them. You don't love them right off the bat. But
it's like you go on a first day, hey, I love you.
But tell them hey, that was fun. Especially after a date, tell them, hey, that was fun. I would love to do that again, if you would like to, kind of thing. Kind of ask them, put it on them, put a question on them. And then, but you asked me how many girlfriends I've had. So I've had about, let's see,
at least 3, right?
At least 3 that I could think of at the moment.
At least 3 within the last 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Marissa. Yeah. I'm not gonna say
Marissa, and then a girlfriend now is Brianna, and then I want to say, oh yeah, I had another girl named Randy from California.
Yeah.
But
over the summer, that was a crazy experience.
Yeah, that was a crazy
he always texts me. He's like, "Oh, we're done," and then like the next day, "Oh, we're back together." Then the next day,
yeah,
"Oh,
so
we're done."
I'm not the best when it comes.
It was complicated.
It was a little complicated, but she's from California, I'm from Utah, so that wouldn't even happen.
It was
anyways.
long distance.
So, and I've never really been in a long distance relationship before.
And especially with COVID going on, it would be hard to meet.
Right. So, yeah, that's definitely one thing I would say. Not try to get into a long distance relationship unless you really like the person, you're really able to FaceTime.
Right.
Or meet up in the future.
Right.
And you have the money to do so.
And
anyways,
and as for me, if you want to know how many girlfriends I have, it says on my hat and it says on my shirt, 0. I've had 0 girlfriends. But that's not. I mean, like, I feel like when you're in college, like, there's more pressure to date. I feel like I don't know, like. Like you see all these people, like, you know, couples. Right. I'm like, oh yeah, sick. Like, I want that. Someday I'll have that. Someday.
Right.
But I don't even know what I'm saying. But some things that just I can't stand on dates. It's when like you or the girl, like you can't really tell them how you really feel. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like after the date. You'll like text the girl. You'll be like, "So I had a fun time," and she's like, "Yeah, me too." I'm like, "We should do it again." She's like, maybe." I'm like, "Okay." Like, if you're not interested, like, just tell me. Like, don't keep it waiting. You know, it's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Here's a way to avoid that. If you tell them exactly how you feel at that moment, then either they get the chance to say, "You know, I don't quite feel that way.
Yep.
We like to be friends," but sometimes I know the friend zone sucks.
Right.
But it's sometimes better being a friend with a girl than not being associated with that girl at all.
Right.
So, but if you don't want to be in the friend zone, just ask them or tell them how you feel, and if they say no, then just move on. Just move on.
Right.
Don't even like stay with that girl. Just like go find another opportunity with another girl, and then most likely your odds are better that way too.
Yep, a lot better.
Sorry, Brandon.
That's okay. Yeah, Riley's texting his girlfriend, but yeah, like we could talk about date. I don't want to make this a long video, but like we just wanted to keep it short and simple. Like we could talk about dating, this whole subject, like all day long. Like we could. Yeah, so like I said, like my biggest pet peeve, like just letting something continue when there's not really something there between you guys. So
right.
Yeah, I appreciate it when girls are like, I'm not really interested, like after the first date is over. Like I appreciate that because it gets all that over with.
Right.
So yeah.
So you're not like dreading.
Yeah,
like, how is she feeling about me?
You're not wasting time, you know.
Right.
So I appreciate it when girls do that. I'm sure sometimes. I mean, it sucks at first, but speaking of a girl, there's a girl walking over there.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm not gonna film it. But
yeah. Right.
But yeah. Yeah, it was a little short podcast. I know we probably could have said more. Is there anything?
There will be more ideas in the future.
There will be more ideas. There'll probably be a dating part 2 podcast later on.
Right. We apologize. We're a little. This is like all over the place, but it is our first time doing the podcast, so.
Sorry, we don't have any headphones or like a microphone.
So
we're just doing it in my car. So.
Right.
Because it's too cold outside.
We apologize for being all over the place when we're talking, at least for me, at least. Because
I apologize for laughing.
but yeah, like it's our first time doing the podcast, so just bear with us. So. But if you have any ideas, let us know in the comments what you'd like us to talk about next. But there could be a part 2 in the dating.
Right.
But this is Connor's channel, not my channel. So.
Yeah. But the reason, like, we're gonna definitely do podcasts. Like, I think our second podcast is gonna be about the coronavirus.
Coronavirus?
Yeah, coronavirus. We'll probably be within the next week or so, or 2 weeks, when we'll do our next podcast. But yeah, if you guys like this, give it a thumbs up. If you liked it enough that you want to share it with your friends,
Also tighten up.
yeah, tighten up. If you like it enough that you want to share it with your friends or family, please do. Subscribe, and don't just only subscribe, but turn on those bell post notifications.
So you never miss an upload.
So you never miss an upload, you never miss a video. You'll always see a notification whenever I post. So, yeah, I just want to keep it short and sweet. Remember, you guys, you can do anything you set your mind to, alright? Always remember that. Like, I never thought I'd be a YouTuber, and
Look at you now.
look at me even in a year from now.
Yeah, right.
But anyways, hope you guys had a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.